Welcome back to my Oklahoma City Cyclones Axis Football 2023 franchise mode. In the last video, we made some roster changes and we went from 2-2 to 7-5. Today we'll be wrapping up Season 3 and seeing if we can get to an Axis Bowl. But there is nothing else to check out this week, so we will jump into Week 13 by simulating against the Baltimore Paladins. And we dropped the first game in this video, 37-20. What exactly happened? Our quarterback throws for 226 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Our running back runs for 162, but our defense allowed 4 passing touchdowns. And as of right now, we're still in the division lead, but it is a 7-6 three-way tie as we go into Week 14 against the Chicago Lakehawks. And we get the win 27-7. Let's see exactly what happened for us. Our quarterback goes 27 for 43, 291 yards and a touchdown. Both of our running backs ran in for a touchdown, and we held their quarterback to 239 yards, 1 touchdown, and an interception. But now we get back to some scouting. So let's scout linebacker Albert Pierce, who remains a C+, so we'll finish scouting him, and he of course drops to a C because we can't have anything nice here. What about Peter Fitzgerald? Let's just finish scouting him. He goes from a B to a C+. And then in the Central Division, we can scout linebacker Emilio Reeves, who drops down to a C. What about linebacker Jamie Keekley here? He also drops down to a C. And we have one more scouting point to use. We will use it on, let's go, defensive back Bobby Holt, who is a C, and he remains a C. And in the Southeast Division, where we still haven't found anyone worth drafting, let's take Giovanni Bryan, who drops down to a C. What about linebacker Cody Park? He remains a C+. We'll finish scouting him, and of course, he drops to a C as well. And now in the Northeast Division, let's scout wide receiver Seth Williams, who goes to a C. What about wide receiver Sebastian Breeze? Also goes to a C. And we have one more scouting point. We'll scout linebacker Alberto Austin, who also goes to a C. So I don't think this draft is going to be as much fun as the last one was when we got Guerrero at quarterback. But as you can see, we are still 8-6 and tied for the division lead with the Louisiana Gators. Let's see if we can get by the San Francisco Sharks, who are also 8-6. And we do not. We lose this game 16-9. Guerrero goes 30 for 43, 317 yards, no touchdowns, and a pick. Our running back runs for 130 yards. Their quarterback had 228 yards, 1 touchdown, and a pick, and their running back ran for 131. And I've bumped the practice intensity back to heavy. It's not really affecting team morale at all. We're still at a 42, so it's still relatively low. But now we need to probably start to play a little bit better because we are fighting for a playoff spot now. As of right now, we are on the outside looking in. We are 8-7, as you can tell. We have no yellow dot next to us, so we are not looking at the playoffs right now. It looks like the Green Bay Axemen are right above us, along with the Seattle Bruins. So we need to win this game against the Atlanta Razorbacks, and hopefully Louisiana will lose and we can get into the playoffs. And we dominate our game 35-9. Let's see how Guerrero played. 24 of 39 for 187, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And their quarterback threw for 233, no touchdowns, and a pick. They couldn't run the ball, and our running back ran for 59 yards and a score. But Louisiana would also win their game 37-20, so the Louisiana Gators will win the division. But Seattle loses their game 27-16 to Green Bay, and with that loss, we get in as a wildcard team. We will take on the Detroit Firebirds here in the first round. And here are the yearly awards. It looks like the league MVP goes to Stephen Hardy, the Offensive Player of the Year goes to the running back in Baltimore, Defensive Player of the Year goes to the linebacker in Boston, and the Rookie of the Year goes to a quarterback in Detroit. It does not go to us. He obviously has led his team to like a 12-4 record, so props to him, I guess. Quarterback of the Year, the quarterback from Cleveland threw 40 touchdowns. Running back of the Year is Stephen Hardy. Receiver of the Year is Leon Romo for Nebraska, who caught 15 touchdowns. Defensive Lineman of the Year is a defensive lineman for Buffalo. Linebacker of the Year goes to the linebacker from Boston. And Defensive Back of the Year goes to a defensive back from Nebraska. But now let's see if we can get by the Detroit Firebirds, who finished the season 12-4. And we do not get by Detroit. We lose 27-26. Guerrero goes 31 for 43, 291 yards and 2 touchdowns. Their rookie quarterback Martin throws for 201 and 3 scores. Our running back did run for 173 yards, but obviously it is not enough to get the win. And now for a 3rd season in a row, the Axis Bowl will be between the New York Barons and the Indianapolis Gladiators. But the third time is the charm for Indianapolis as they get the win with a massive fourth quarter comeback, 31-22. And we have a little bit more scouting points here to use, so we will scout linebacker Riley Clark, who falls down to a C. What about linebacker Orlando Holland? He remains a C. He is now fully scouted. And let's go defensive lineman Clay Olson, who also drops down to a C. And now in the central part, I haven't scouted a running back in a few weeks. Let's scout Darius Atkins, who stays a C, and if we scout him again, he finishes as a C. What about defensive back Josiah Dunn? He is a C+ currently and drops to a C when fully scouted. In the Southeast, what about running back Landon Rose? He drops all the way down to a C, and a low C at that. This is not a very good draft class, honestly, from what I've scouted so far. Linebacker Craig Harmon goes to a B, and we finish him scouting, and he remains a B. Alright, we're going to try to scout another running back. Northeast Division running back Brad Barker goes to a C. Okay. Wide receiver Danny Hamrick goes down to a D+. That is horrible. What about linebacker Manuel Potter here? He also remains a C. The final stats on the year, Mitchell Guerrero ends up with 3,900 yards, 31 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions. Running the ball, Richard Guerrero ran for 1,300 yards and 8 touchdowns, and receiving, Noel Cox, who came in about halfway through the year, actually a little bit before halfway, but either way, 135 catches, 1,200 yards, and 9 touchdowns. And West ends with 997 yards and 6 touchdowns. On defense, Gerald Richardson leads the team in tackles. In sacks, that goes to Keaton Weber with 8, and interceptions goes to Randy Holland with 3. So I've never actually gotten into this too far whenever I was doing this series, but let's go ahead and go over this. I am going to keep head coach Harold Estrada for at least one more year, but I have signed a new offensive coordinator in Martin Banks and a new defensive coordinator in Ethan Hamilton. I've also gotten a few new position coaches, so we will go over that real fast. Our quarterback coach is a B+ overall. I like the fact that his dev is a B. That's one of the highest I could find for the quarterback spot. Our running back coach, Dev, is an A+. His offense is a C, which isn't great. We may start to look for a new one of those because our offensive running attack has not been great. Receiving coach is a B+. Offensive line coach is a B. Defensive line coach is a C+. Maybe I should look to replace that guy. I'll probably do that next. Linebacker is a B+. DB coach is a B+, and that is it. And here is the new D-line coach. I have hired Jordan Jacobs to a 6-year contract. He is a B+ overall. And if this video ends up being a little shorter than the others, I do apologize, but the next video will be the entire offseason and the first 4 weeks of the regular season, just like the last offseason video. As you can tell, going into the next stage, we have $169 million in funds. So I fully anticipate to try to improve this team, or we have a ton of contracts up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys next time.